Right. Hi. So, namaste everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Just one more minute. I'm gonna share it on some of the groups, and then we can start the class right after that. Okay. Okay. Let's get started. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. My name is Ashutosh. As you know, we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time, and we learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hindi University. And you can also get all the details in our page, which is tiny.cc/Hindi University. Okay, just for a quick recap, because we have new folks joining every once in a while, so I'm going to quickly give you a preview of what a page looks like. So if I were to share my screen, so if you go to this page, you can even try it while we are I'm asking you to do so. So let me quickly share my screen. So when you go to this page, you will come to this section where you will find how to join the Sunday classes. You will also get the link of the book that we are following. It's written by Professor Rupert Snell. He's a professor at the University of Texas, Austin. And you'll also see the time at your local countries. I have time of some of the reference places. If you need specifically time in your region, let me know and I'm going to add it. We also have regular practice sessions, and we have provided a link to join the practice sessions. And similar to that, you have the previous videos. So in case if you missed any of the previous classes, and if you want to have a refresher on any of the previous concepts, you can come to this section. So I realize that it can be hard to go through a good number of YouTube videos, but the videos here in this libraries are structured based on the level and also based on the topic. So if you want to learn about adjectives or gender or interrogatives, any topic, you can really filter it down and you will get linked to those specific videos. Okay. More importantly, if you're just interested in following the book Teach Yourself Hindi, which we've been covering, you can come to this section, and you'll be able to cover all the previous chapters and the recent one as well. So right now we're on chapter number 15. Okay, so with that in mind, let's get started. As you know, we've been going over chapter number 15 lately, and in this class our goal is to continue chapter number 15. In the next session we should be able to finish this entire chapter. Okay. Namaste everyone who joined. I'm gonna just quickly put you on mute so there is no background noise. Okay. Awesome. So as you know, in the previous class we covered very important topic, and even though it was easy, we covered multiple use cases of that. And in the previous class we covered postposition. Okay, postposition, and we covered postposition say and all the miscellaneous use cases of when to use say. In this class we'll be continuing postposition topic. It's a new postposition called jaisa, and the variation of jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. The way you will write it in Devanagari, it's a J with sa, jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. It means like something or like someone, and so we'll cover miscellaneous use cases of it. It's also postposition, just like the other postposition that we have. And just a quick refresher for everyone, what do we mean by postposition, right? Because it can be, from definition perspective, it could be interesting, right? So for For English speakers and languages that follow SVO, as I mentioned in the previous class, typically you write in Paris or on top of the roof, right? So you see these grammatical constructs are coming before the noun in the sentence. Okay, so these in English are known as preposition. So which basically means grammatical construct which are used with noun and pronoun, and that shows relationship between them. Okay, in English, these grammatical constructs, they are known as postposition because they are following the noun. So where you had in Paris, in Hindi it will be Paris में. Okay, on top of the roof, you can say roof पे. So it's following the noun as opposed to preceding it. Okay, that's why they are known as postposition. So similar to that, when we talk about jaisa, jaisi, and jaise, they will appear after the noun and pronoun. Okay, so let me just quickly put. Okay, right. So with that in mind, let's start with the very basic scenarios first. Okay, and as always, discussion is encouraged, so feel free to ask questions throughout the session. Okay, so as I said, the key thing to remember is you have a noun or pronoun in a sentence, and those are followed by jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. Which of these you should be using? That's another key question, and that's based on the gender of the noun. Okay, so if I am saying it, it would be mere jaisa, okay, or mera jaisa. Okay, if it is a female is saying it, would be mere jaisi. Okay, mere jaisi. That's another thing to remember. So this is masculine singular, feminine singular and plural, and this is masculine plural. Third thing is which you have to remember is when you use jaisa, jaisi, and jaise, it converts the noun or pronoun into an oblique case. Okay, and we'll cover that as well. What do we mean by that? Okay, what do you mean by oblique case? And it means, the fourth thing is, it means like. It means like. Okay, like. So these are the key things I want you to remember before we get into the so these are the first few things. Okay, and let me remove it. Hopefully you were all able to write it down. Okay, so we'll start simple with the case 1, which is what are the most basic sentences we can make with jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. Okay, imagine you have like a very simple construct called like a diamond. Like a diamond. I'm going to ask all of you, how do you say that in Hindi now? Like a diamond. You can write it in chat. You know how to say diamond in Hindi. Even if you don't know, you can just use diamond. That's okay as well. So give it a try and tell me how will you write like a diamond in Hindi. You can use Zoom chat, you can use Facebook chat, whichever is easier for you.
Can I?
Yeah, go for it, Radhika.
Hira jaisa.
Okay, very good. And what is the oblique case of hira?
Hire ke jaisa.
Yeah, so hira plus jaisa. And the oblique case of hira is hire.
Hire. Is it a K then? No.
So we'll cover that also. That's case. It'll come sooner. Okay. So right now, just remember hire jaisa. Okay. So hira is basically diamond plus jaisa, And just like when you put a postposition following the noun and pronoun like ka, ke, ki, this converts into oblique case. So if it is plural, it'll become hire is plural. But if you put jaisa after that, it'll become hero jaisa. Okay, because plural oblique case of hire is hero jaisa. Okay, I hope this is clear. So let's say your sentence is very simple, which you want to say your, like, son is like a diamond. I just made it up, right? How do you say that? Like, which is like, hard to find. Let's say you are trying to give a compliment to someone that, he's just like a diamond. Hard to find. Kingaji, you want to kick off? Tell us, how will you say that? Your son is like a diamond.
अपना बेटा डायमंड जैसा है.
Okay, your son in Hindi would be
अपना
आपका. Okay, आपका लड़का और आपका बेटा.
हीरा जैसा है.
Very good. आपका लड़का हीरे जैसा है. Okay, very simple. Just remember, diamond is hira, and after that you have to put jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. Right now, why do I use jaisa? Because hira is considered masculine singular. That's why I put jaisa. Next thing is you convert this into an oblique case. That's why it becomes hire jaisa. Third thing I did was I put it in a sentence. Your son is aapka ladka is like a diamond. Hire jaisa hai. Okay, awesome. So now, this is the case one where we are simply taking any kind of noun and putting, the jaisa, jaisi, and jaise next to it. Okay. Sometimes the oblique case of a noun is exactly same as the dative case, okay, or the normal case. So let's say you want to say you come to a new place and you think the weather is just like any other place. So you want to say like Delhi. Let's see, Olena ji, how will you say like Delhi in Hindi?
Delhi jaisi.
Okay. Okay, so let's say in this case I want to
Delhi jaisi.
Okay, so that's correct, Delhi jaisi. But let's say I want to talk about weather. Weather is like Delhi.
Mosam
Yeah,
Delhi
weather is like Delhi.
jaisi.
No, so because we're talking about weather, it's considered masculine singular. So you will say Delhi.
Delhi. What is the sentence? The weather is
Okay,
like in
so
Delhi.
yeah, so the weather. So you want to say weather here is just like Delhi. Weather is like Delhi here. That's what you want to say. Okay. Now the main thing here is you're talking about weather. Okay, and weather is considered masculine singular.
यहाँ मौसम
यहाँ
दिल्ली जैसा है.
वेरी गुड. यहाँ का मौसम दिल्ली जैसा है. Okay, दिल्ली के, sometimes you will see people writing दिल्ली के जैसा है as well. यहाँ का मौसम दिल्ली के जैसा है. Okay, questions here? Anyone? यहाँ का मौसम दिल्ली के जैसा है. Okay, just like before we started with like Delhi, weather is like Delhi. दिल्ली के जैसा मौसम. Okay, और दिल्ली जैसा मौसम. Okay, the weather is just like Delhi. Okay, let's continue. Hopefully with more examples, this thing will get clearer. So third one I have is like you look at someone and you like your hairstyle is just like so. your hairstyle is like, you fill it out, okay? Of fill in the blank there. So again, you're comparing the hairstyle with someone else's hairstyle, okay? Tom, you want to give it a try?
Yes, I would. Your hairstyle is like a bouquet.
Okay. Okay, a bouquet. Now you have to help me how to you spell bouquet. B-U-Q-U-E.
Yes,
Something
it
like
is.
that. Okay, go. Go for it.
Okay, well, first I'm going to Hindicize it, if I may. So to
Mhm.
put it in the proper grammatical structure, your hairpiece, a bouquet is like.
Okay.
So, and I'm sorry, I don't know the words you've chosen for hairstyle.
Just put hairstyle. So first start with your hairstyle.
That'd be आपका hairstyle,
Very good. आपका hairstyle.
and just like a bouquet is bouquet. I don't know the gender of bouquet, please.
Just masculine singular.
Then it's going to be the oblique form of masculine singular. So I'll use an A at the end of my word instead of an A. And jaisa hai.
Very good. आपका hairstyle bouquet जैसा है. Okay. Okay, awesome. You can even put something else also. Anyone else would like to try variation here? So you compared it with a bouquet, but let's say you want to say something else, like someone else's hairstyle. Rita ji, if you're there.
Apka.
Huh?
I was trying to think of a word that could go into the oblique, but okay. Apka, hairstyle, Amritesh, ki jaise hai.
Okay, very good. आपका hairstyle अमृतेश.
Ki jaise hai.
Okay, के जैसा है. Good job. Okay, आपका hairstyle अमृतेश के जैसा है. Okay, in this case you are comparing it with the hairstyle with Amritesh's hairstyle. Okay, that's why you said Amritesh ke jaisa. Yeah, go for it.
Can we say that तुम्हारा बाल का style अमृतेश के जैसा है as well?
Yeah, you can say that, right? I mean, you go for it. That's not a problem. Instead of hairstyle, you can say आपके बालों का ढंग और आपके बाल बनाने का ढंग.
Oh, dung.
Yeah, ढंग is like I can write now. There are many ways to say that. Okay, so बाल banana is the verb. Okay, to comb the hair. Bal banana. Okay. Now
But
it doesn't
is
mean to make the hair. Say it again.
Is there anything for a style? Bal ka style, bal ka something.
Yeah. So many ways to say that. This is how I would say. Bal banana is to comb hair or to make hair. No, not to make the hair. Bal banana. Okay. And now it will be followed by bal banane ka dhang.
Dhang. DH. Okay. Dhang.
Yeah, dhang is style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
dhang. Yeah. Like somebody is not doing work properly. Okay, अच्छे ढंग से काम नहीं कर रहा है. Okay, he's not working properly or he's not working in a way with style. Okay, वह अच्छे ढंग से काम नहीं कर रहा है. That's how you would say. Okay, the meditation is written it in Devanagari also. So feel free in the chat. So you can look it up. Okay, बाल बनाने का ढंग. Awesome. So let's keep going. I hope this is getting better. We are still on case number 1. We have not used it with any of the pronouns yet. If you look it up right now, we have only used it with the noun. Okay. Let's say you want to compare someone's voice with something. Okay. So how would you say that? Comparing, like you heard someone singing and you want to compare their voice with something, with a bird, or however it is being, said in your native language. Okay, in Hindi, um, the beautiful voice is compared with a bird called cuckoo, right, which is koyal.
Koyal.
Okay, yeah. So in Hindi, it's basically koyal. You will, for those of you who've been to India, in the morning you will hear it, right? I mean, there's a bird, making very beautiful, sound, right, chirping. Um, anyway, how would you say that, Sangeeta ji?
आपकी आवाज कोयल जैसी
Say it again one more time.
आपकी
Uh-huh.
आवाज
Yes.
कोयल
Uh-huh.
कोयल जैसी है.
Very good. आपकी आवाज कोयल जैसी है. Okay. Tell us, why did you use jaisi here?
Because it needs to agree with आवाज, which is feminine.
Okay. So she's saying it needs to agree with awaz, so which is basically feminine singular. Okay. आपकी आवाज कोयल जैसी है. Okay. Any other questions on this one? Anybody would like to add another variation in it? What if the voice is very bad? How would you say that? Go for it.
Ashu Ji,
Yeah.
is Koyal jaisi is enough or Koyal ki jaisi hai? Is that
It's implied. Even if you don't put here the post position koyal ke jaisi, it's
Okay.
implied that there is a post position after koyal.
okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody would like to give it a try? Let's say the voice is really bad and it's like, annoying and bothering you.
Can I?
Yeah,
Can
go
I
for
try?
it. Yeah.
Okay. आपका आवाज no. उसका आवाज गधा कैसे? गधा जैसे.
Okay. Okay. So uski
Jaisa,
आवाज,
jaisa.
yeah, uski आवाज. Say it
उसके
again.
उसकी उसका
Uski.
उसका.
So, who would like to give tell why did we use uski and not uska?
Because of the avaz is the feminine singular.
Okay.
Okay, uski आवाज, and then you put
गधा.
गधे
गधे. Okay.
जैसी.
गधे जैसी.
गधे is like a donkey here. उसकी आवाज गधे जैसी है. Okay. I hope this is clear. The homework exercise is basically for you to at least try simple sentences with, where you're taking any noun and then, right after the noun you're putting jaisa, jaisi and jaise. Okay, that's a very basic one. Now we'll take case 2, in which we will put the pronoun which are followed by jaisa, jaisi and jaise. Okay, so now in case 2 I will have pronouns, and with that you have jaisa, jaisi and jaise. There are many ways to do that. Right after that we'll have possessive pronoun as well, and oftentimes we interchange pronouns that we'll be using with the possessive pronoun, but bear with me right now. So let's say you have basic pronoun called aap, which is you, main, which is I, hum we, and then I'm going to have one more here, they, which is we. Sorry, we is what I want to write here, they. And now you have to put jaisa, jaisi and jaise next to it. How will this convert? Anyone can? Sharon ji, you want to give it a try?
I am not sure, Ashu.
Okay, give it a try. It's okay. All you have to do is aap followed by jaisa, jaisi and jaise. And you can take any of them because it's really depending on who you are talking to. If you are talking to me, which one will you put?
But I'm feeling like if it's going to be a combined word, like app plus jaisa becomes a combined word.
It'll be okay. Let's say you take your guess. It'll be aap.
No idea, sir.
So it's okay. Aap jaisa. It's as simple as aap jaisa. Okay.
Okay, I was thinking something way more difficult than that.
So now that will come. Okay. now this one. Main plus jaisa. The oblique case of main becomes different. It'll be mujh
Ah,
jaisa.
okay.
Okay. Mujh jaisa.
So-
Next one. This one is simple.
Hamara?
No, so that's the
Oh, okay.
possessive. Very good.
Humko?
That's it. Hum.
Jaisa.
Very good. Hum jaisa.
Humko jaisa.
So right after this case, we'll have case 3, in which we'll talk about the possessive pronoun followed by jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. So there you will put hum plus ka becomes hamara, and then hamare jaisa. Okay. Right now, it's just plain pronoun. आप, मैं, हम, वे, वह, तू, तुम. As simple as
Okay.
that. Okay.
Ve
And that's why you
jaisa.
don't put the ka, ke, ki. That's why you don't see हमारे जैसा, हमारे जैसी, or हमारे जैसे. Okay. It's हम जैसा. Okay. Next
And
one.
why do you not see that, please, Ashu Ji?
Because
Since
we,
the-
yeah.
Because
Why
the
do-
hum is in the oblique case, correct?
So hum, the oblique case of hum is hum. That's why it's hum jaisa. The question was, can we also have hamare jaisa? Okay, which is correct. If you're using a possessive pronoun, hamara is a possessive pronoun. Okay, like
Thank you so
hamara,
much. Yeah.
right? Hamara ghar, okay, or mera ghar, my house. So I can have jaisa after the possessive pronoun. I can also have the jaisa, jaisi right after the simple pronoun. You
So
see
the
that?
translation for hum would, so the translation would be like us or
That's
like
right.
ours.
That's right. Exactly. Like us versus like ours. Exactly true.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Shukriya.
So next one, ve plus jaisa.
So ve jaisa.
Okay. Now this one is oblique case of ve.
Jaisa.
Un jaisa. Very good. Un jaisa. You may worry again, like why do we don't have unka, unke, or unki? Which is true. You can have that too. Okay, like them. Okay, you can have that too. That's case number 3 right after this one. Okay, so I hope this is clear. The homework exercise for you is, there are many more pronouns here. Okay, which is basically tu, tum. You can name tu, tum, yeh, vah. You go with it, all of them. Okay.
Can you do those as well?
You want me to do that? Okay, why don't you do it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I don't use two at all, so I don't know anything about two.
Let's try that. Why don't you try it, Ritaji? Okay, try it. 2 plus
Two Jaisa.
tuj jaisa.
Tum
Okay.
Jaisa.
Tuj jaisa. Okay.
Tum Jaisa.
Tum jaisa.
Us Jaisa.
Yeh becomes
Oh yeah. Is Jaisa.
is jaisa. Vah become
Us Jaisa.
very good. Us jaisa. Okay. Again, you can have the possessives as well. So uske same thing. Like tu becomes tere. If you're putting tera, so it becomes tere jaisa. Okay. Similarly, tumhare jaisa. Okay. But those both can be used differently. Okay. Now let's just try all these in practice. Very simple sentences.
Ashu Ji, may I ask, please, for our
Yeah.
plural pronouns, you still have used the singular form of jaisa. Hum is plural. Should we use jaise?
No, so we have to see how it is being. Let's get into the examples, and then it will be clear to you when we will use jaisa, jaisi, and jaise.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's really on how what is the reference next to it. Like, if you're saying a friend like you, okay, will be aap jaisa dost. Okay. Guest like, plural, guests like you. आप जैसे guests or आप जैसे मेहमान. That's where
Thank
that's why you are using the looking at what is being used. Okay.
Thank
But let me erase it, and then as I write examples, it will be clear how we are determining the jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. Okay. So let's say you have. I'm going to write it directly in Hindi this time. Maybe this will be better, okay? Because then there is no translation. So let's say I have written आप जैसा ईमानदार. ईमानदार is honest. What does it mean? आप जैसा ईमानदार. Simona ji?
Maybe you seem to be honest.
Yeah, आप जैसा ईमानदार. Okay, an honest person like you. Okay.
Okay,
आप
because
जैसा, yeah.
but maybe the sentence it's not complete if it's
That is
an
correct.
honest person like you. So
That's right. The sentence is not complete. I have just taken a subset of the sentence. Like aap jaisa imandar. You're comparing honesty of someone with someone else. Okay.
okay.
So the Zoom user wants to come in.
I thought if it's like you look like I mean you seem to be an honest person. I thought it's in that sense.
Okay. So let's do that as well. How will you say that? Aap
आप एक ईमानदार लोग
very good.
जैसा है.
Okay. So let's say you have आप एक ईमानदार आदमी हैं. Let's say you want to write a short story. आप एक ईमानदार आदमी हैं. No one is as honest as you.
Oh.
Then you can use
कोई
this one.
no one. कोई लोग
Exactly. Keep going.
कोई लोग ईमानदार आपके जैसा. I got confused.
Exactly. Keep going. आपके जैसे कोई आपके जैसे ईमानदार
है.
नहीं है. No one is as honest as you. Right? So
Okay.
that's it. कोई आपके जैसा. So either this or if you want to put आपके जैसे ईमानदार कोई नहीं है. No one is as honest.
Okay.
That आपके, I can say आपके जैसा also. आपके जैसा ईमानदार कोई नहीं है. Okay. So I hope this is clear. We'll do more. Okay. So that way, even if you have some doubt, it will be clarified. So now back to the question that Tom asked, like when do we use, so friends like us, masculine plural. Tom, you want to give it a try?
Yes, please. The plural of friends is doston.
So dost, we will just use dost both in both ways.
Okay, so dost, friends like us.
So first do this one and then do this one.
Yes, friends like us. Dost, I want to say, in this case, just say hum.
Okay, so now combine all of them together. So you put hum, you put jaise, and you put dost. Combine all of them together.
Dost jaise hum.
Hum jaise dost.
Hum jaise dost. Oh my
Hum
goodness.
jaise.
Like us kinds of friends.
So now you want to say, I know why it is difficult because we don't have the full sentence, right? So let's say you want to say friends like us are rare,
Ah, yes.
right? How do you say that? Hum jaise dost.
Hum
Rare.
jaise dost. Yahan hai.
Exactly. Hum jaise dost kahan hai? Very good, right? So awesome. So you can say, I'll write it down for you.
Thank you.
हम जैसे दोस्त कहाँ मिलेंगे? What does it mean, Tom? कहाँ मिलेंगे?
Hum milenge is, I guess we will meet friends
So
here.
कहाँ is where? So हम जैसे दोस्त कहाँ मिलेंगे?
Where do
Where
you
will
find?
Yes,
Yes.
please. Again.
Yep. हम जैसे दोस्त कहाँ मिलेंगे? Which means where will you find friends like us? It's hard to find friends. Basically, that's what you're trying to imply. Okay, so that's why it's
Right.
hum. Does it make sense now why we are putting jaise here?
Yes, it does. Hum jaise dost.
हम जैसे दोस्त. Okay, awesome. Now let's say you go to Florida and you know Florida is known for the oranges. Okay, and you want to say, and someone else can pick this one up, like um, you're in a city which is known for oranges, and you want to say like oranges like here. It's hard to find it elsewhere. Let's see who would like to give it a try. Someone who hasn't had a chance yet. Vatsalaji, good to have you. You want to give it a try?
Um,
Oranges like here. Like here.
यहाँ यहाँ जैसा
Yahan, and then?
जैसे.
Very good. Yahan jaise.
I know fruit, but I don't know orange.
Santra is singular, santre is plural.
Santre.
Very good. So people also use narangi, but we can use santra. So santra is singular, orange, santre is plural. Okay, यहाँ जैसे संतरे, and you want to say कहीं नहीं मिलेंगे. नहीं मिलेंगे. And what does it mean, Vatsala ji? यहाँ जैसे संतरे कहीं नहीं मिलेंगे.
You won't find oranges like here.
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Great. I hope this is clear. I'm going to take one negative example just to, finish it up, the case 2, and then we'll move on. And this one, you can see them in Bollywood movies. I usually don't cover the Bollywood stuff, but I think it's sometimes you come across it, and you sometimes you hear a dialogue in the movie which is like, a traitor like you. Traitor like you. How do you say that in Hindi? Olina ji, you want to give it a try?
आप जैसा traitor.
Okay, very good. And the word for traitor is gaddar, right? And let's say you want to use the informal you, because you will not, refer to a traitor with like a respectful, right? I mean, so, right? So how will you say that?
तो जैसा गदर.
Yeah, tuj or tum, either way is fine. You can say tuj jaisa gaddar, or you will see tum jaisa gaddar. And you will often see them like in the Bollywood dialogues, like they'll fit it in there, right? I mean, tum jaisa gadda. And it's not a complete sentence, but you can finish it up. Like either you can say kahin nahi milega, or I have not seen a traitor like you. Okay, मैंने तुम जैसा गद्दार कहीं नहीं देखा. Okay, so that's basically yeah. So you can it feels free to kind of fit it into any sentence. Any questions on case 2? Anyone? Before we move to case 3, which some of you were alluding to. Everyone is quiet. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, so we'll have case 3.
Ashu Ji, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Can we use tum ki tarah instead of jaisa?
So tell me what you're thinking. How do you want to say it?
Tujhe, I mean,
तुम्हारी
tumhari tarah kathar nahi dekha.
Yeah, if you want to say it in a style, right? तुम्हारी तरह का, is that what you want to say? तुम्हारी,
Yes, yeah.
you can say that. तुम्हारी तरह
Oh.
का गद्दार मैंने नहीं देखा है.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now next one is possessive pronoun. So same thing, but now you, instead of just like plain in the basic form, you have possessive pronoun. And possessive pronoun, as most of you are familiar, they show the relationship between the pronoun and what's following after that, right? So if I say main, it's I. If I say main plus ka, it's mera, which is my. Okay, so I is your main pronoun, my is your possessive pronoun. So if I want to say my son, it would be main plus ka, which is mera ladka. Okay, if I want to say my daughter, it would be main with ki, because I'm talking about my daughter, right? So it would be meri ladki or meri beti. Okay, so those are your possessive pronouns, mera, meri, compared to main, which is your main pronoun. Now you can put jaisa, jaisi, jaise after possessive pronoun as well. Okay, that's your case number 3. So what I'll do here is I'm going to just do a quick table, and then I want you to give me some examples. Okay, so आप, मैं, हम, वे, and then let's say I have वह also. So first try to convert into a possessive pronoun, then put jaisa, jaisi and jaise. Okay, anyone can Anesh ji, I know you are on phone, so I know if it is too hard or you can
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you want to give it a try?
What do you want, an example or with apka?
Aapka, very good. So aapka, put jaisa, jaisi and jaise. Okay.
Apka jaisa.
Okay, so aapke jaisa.
Oh,
Let's
apke
say
jaisa then.
aapke jaisa.
Yes.
Next one.
Mere jaisa.
Mere jaisa. Okay, next one.
Hamare jaisa.
Hamare. Ve.
Should I use unhone? No or no?
So ve becomes, ve plus ke becomes?
Wait, unke.
Very good. Unke.
Unke jaisa.
And next one, veh.
And uske jaisa.
Yeah. Now, the homework exercise for all of you is to basically, there are many possessive pronouns. I didn't cover all of them. You have to basically do the rest of them. Okay. Now, just like Anesh ji put jaisa, you can put jaisi also, right? Aapke jaisi, because it's really followed really is based on what is being used in the sentence, right? आपके जैसी आवाज, right? आवाज is feminine singular, right? So आपके जैसी आवाज, okay? मेरे जैसा, okay? मेरे जैसा student, okay? Student like me. हमारे जैसा, okay? So as far as table is concerned, you have the table. Anyashi, you want to give some sample sentences and you want to fit any of them or the variation of these in a sentence.
आपके like mine, like yours. So आपका घर सुंदर आपके जैसा सुंदर है.
Very good. Okay. आपका घर आपके जैसे सुंदर है. Okay. Let's say you want to say you look like my son. How will you say that? Just like how you said. How will you say you look like my son?
आप मेरे बेटा जैसा है. जैसा है.
Very good. Awesome. So I'm going to write that down. I hope you were able to write down the table. So this one I'm going to write it. So the question was, you look like my son. Okay. My son is मेरा बेटा और मेरा लड़का. And you look, right, which is basically आप मेरा लड़का plus जैसा becomes, remember oblique case, so it will become आप मेरे लड़के जैसे दिखते हैं. Okay, you can also say आप मेरे लड़के जैसे हैं. You are like my son. Okay, which is like sometimes you want to treat like you are just like my son, right? So it's sometimes you say that as well, similar to in this case I wanted to say you look like my son. आप मेरे लड़के जैसे दिखते हैं. Okay, same thing if I had it with my daughter. आप मेरी लड़की जैसी दिखती हैं. You look like my daughter. Yeah. Question, anyone?
Our oblique case carries through with mere, ladke, and jaise.
That is correct. That is correct. The question was like, here it was mera, ladka, and jaisa. And the question is like you converted mera to mere, ladka to ladke, and jaisa to jaise.
Thank
So
you.
it's basically, it's like a effect that is going through all of them. Okay, आप मेरे लड़के जैसे दिखते हैं. Okay, Tom, if I have to ask you this question, let's say the question is you run like Usain Bolt. How will you say that?
You run like
Usain
I'm sorry,
Bolt.
you run like
The fastest runner in the world, right? One of the fastest runner, Usain Bolt.
Oh, Usain Bolt. Thank you. Yes. So up. Now it's going to be. May I use his name? Usain Bolt.
Uh-huh.
Masculine singular oblique. Jaise.
Very good. K jaise.
Okay, jaise. Is it dude? Dude.
Very good.
Dude.
So, Dordana is the verb, but you want to say it in present indefinite.
Yes. So, dude, I believe it's dude te.
Very good. Dorte. One word.
Dorte.
Awesome. आप उसेन बोल्ट, I just put UB, उसेन बोल्ट के जैसे दौड़ते हैं. I put K here because we are talking about possessive pronoun, right? So just like we have आप plus K, आपके, मैं plus K मेरे, which are name like उसेन बोल्ट के जैसे दौड़ते हैं. You run like Usain Bolt. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. I hope this is clear. We'll do one more example. How are we doing with time? Okay. so I have to pick up a little bit of a pace here. So the next one I have is you eat like, and this is just I picked up a negative example. You should not try to, criticize anyone, but this is just for the sake of example. Like sometimes we try to correct our kids and we use random example, and one of them is like you eat like an animal. Okay, how will you say that in Hindi? Radhika ji?
जानवर jaise, animal is a plural. Okay, so animal, no, जानवर.
That is correct. Keep going. You finish it up. You eat like an animal.
Aap or tum. For example, if you're going to say somebody, tum, eat is a khana, so kata, जानवर जैसे खाता है.
Very good. Okay.
Ho. Would it be ho? I'm sorry.
So, no, if you are commanding someone, that's ho. But if you're
No, I mean if you use tum, I thought it would be ho. Tum ho.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you are right. Yeah.
So तुम जानवर की तरह खाते हो, like which means you make a lot of mess. Like when you're eating it, you basically your food is all around you, right? Tum, and which is correct. Like when you're using tum, the ending will be with ho. Okay, so tum जानवर जैसे, okay, जानवर की जैसे भी you can say that जानवर की जैसे खाते हो, okay, which also means जानवर की तरह, just like an animal. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So the quick homework exercise for you is to take a possessive pronoun and try to play around with this pattern. Okay, now I have case number 4, which is basically, so far we started with noun and we put jaisa, jaisi, jaise next to it. Then we started with simple pronoun. Then we had possessive pronoun. Now we have adverbs. So hopefully these one will be straightforward. Okay, so there are not too many cases of it. So you have adverbs plus jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. And in this case, when you are using it as an adverb, it means as. It also means just as. Just as. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes you in your sentence you're saying as I said. Like sometimes when you use this pattern also, as I said, you have to you cannot go outside. Okay, how do you say in that sentence? You can say you cannot go outside. आप बाहर नहीं जा सकते हैं. Okay, that part is correct. But how do you say as I said in Hindi? You can say this part I said, which is Olina ji. How do you say I said in Hindi?
मैं बोलता.
So, okay, it's in the past.
मैंने.
मैंने
कहा
और मैंने बोला. Okay, Olina ji is clear, right? It's a transitive verb used in the past, right? Like आपने क्या कहा? There is a, remember, you can always say what did you say, and the fact that there is a kya, that means they are taking an indirect object, and that's why you have ne. Okay, so मैंने कहा. Now what do you put before that? You put as I said. Okay, now it's used as an adverb, and in Hindi you will put जैसे मैंने कहा or जैसे मैंने बोला. Okay, so if I'm saying as I said, you cannot go outside. जैसे मैंने कहा तुम बाहर नहीं जा सकते हो. Okay, as I thought, it happened just like I thought. So as I thought. How will you say that in Hindi? As I thought. Just like same pattern like I used before. Bunde,
jaise मैंने सोचा.
very good. Okay, so next one you can
Sorry,
do.
I'm sorry.
No worries at all, right?
Sorry.
Jaise, no worries at all. जैसे मैंने सोचा, as I thought would be जैसे मैंने सोचा. Great. Okay. Now let's just do. Let me know if I'm going too fast, but this is just a specific use case of adverb. Okay, so next one I have is just as I remembered. Just as I, so this is the harder one now. Just as I remembered. Bundel, you get the tough one. Just as I remembered.
Wait, okay. So, jaise, मुझे याद है.
Wow. Jaise, I thought it'll be hard for you to come up with mujhe because this is like to me. Just as I
Yeah,
remembered. Then mujhe,
it's like the memory is to me, yeah.
yeah, jaise mujhe yaad.
Okay.
So yaad,
Yeah.
yeah, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So jaise mujhe yaad aaya. Okay. You can also say jaise hi mujhe yaad aaya. Just as I remembered. जैसे ही मुझे याद आया मैंने तुरंत स्टोव टर्न ऑफ कर दिया. Just as I remembered, I went to the kitchen. मैं किचन में गया and I turned off the stove. Okay. जैसे ही मुझे याद आया मैंने उसको बर्थडे विश किया. Okay. जैसे ही मुझे याद आया मैंने जैसे ही मुझे याद आया you know what I mean, right? You can fill in the blank, right? And so that's what, in this case, it's solving the purpose of an adverb and it means just as. Okay.
Could we have an example with jaisa, please, Ashu Ji?
Do we an example? Okay. जैसा जैसा मैं कहूं जैसा मैं कहता हूं वैसा तुम करो. Okay, what does it mean, Tom? जैसा मैं कहता हूं वैसा तुम करो. So
I'm sorry, that was the problem. I think it's going to mean just as again. Jaisa me, as I did something. Kata, as I ate. Just as I ate.
कहना is to tell.
Thank you.
So जैसा मैं कहता हूँ वैसा तुम करो. Like you
Something
should.
you would say to your kids, Tom G.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like I told you, right?
Yeah. Do as
Just
I
as told.
do as I tell you, right? वैसा तुम करो. This is exactly what you tell to your son or daughter. Okay, so these one you probably have to memorize it. If you memorize 2 or 3 per pattern, it'll be easier for you. Okay. We will probably run over 3-4 minutes, but it's okay. I'll finish up this topic. So the next one is case number 5, which is so just to recap, we did the noun, then pronoun, then possessive pronoun. Now we will do subjunctive verb, and that pretty much will cover it. Subjunctive verb followed by jaisa, jaisi, and jaise, and here it would indicate as though, like, or as if. Like, sometimes you say in a sentence like as if I'm a fool, right? Like my daughter, like, to my son, or my son to my daughter, like, he's mean as if I'm like a fool or something, right? So what is as if in that sentence? जैसे मैं पागल हूं. So subjective because you're not really a fool, right? But there is a indication in the sentence, like, the way it's being treated as if like I am a fool or something, like जैसे मैं पागल हूं. right? So that's what it means. Okay, and you have jaise. Neeta ji, you want to try something here? Any other? Where else similar sentences you have heard or familiar with?
I can't think off the top of my head. I mean, if you want to say like, mujhe ase mat karo jaise main pagal hu.
Okay, that's right. मुझे, yeah, exactly. जैसे मैं पागल हूँ. Don't treat me like, okay. How will you say as if I don't understand? As if I. So context is like, let's say you are in a setting, they're not talking to you, someone is not talking to you or ignoring you, and you're like, I can sense it, they're not talking to me, as if I don't understand. How will you say that? As if I don't understand.
Jaise mujhe samajh nahi. I don't know the rest.
You can say it many ways. You can say jaise main.
Jaise main. I would say mujhe though to me, but jaise main samajh nahi aa raha hai.
Very good. Exactly. You can say it either way. जैसे मैं समझती नहीं हूँ. Either this or जैसे मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. Okay. जैसे मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है. Okay. As if I don't understand what's going on here. Okay. Similarly, as if I don't have feelings. Last one, and we'll wrap it up. Vatsalaji, how will you say that? Like, they and again, this is the setting is like somebody said something, and you're like, they are. I can sense why they treated me like as if I don't have any feelings.
I don't know how to say feeling.
Okay, just say
जैसे मुझे feeling नहीं है.
Okay, जैसे मेरी feeling, जैसे मेरी कोई feelings.
मेरी कोई feelings नहीं है.
Okay, मेरी कोई feelings नहीं है. Okay, feelings, the word for in Hindi is bhavna. You probably have heard of this name, like a lot of girls, not a lot of girls, but some girls may have this name bhavna, right? It means feeling. So you can say जैसे मेरी कोई. भावना is singular, भावनाएं is plural.
भावनाएं नहीं है.
Very good. So one singular is भावना, भावनाएं नहीं. जैसे मेरी कोई भावनाएं नहीं है. Okay. So this, I know we are 4 minutes over, but this completes the use of jaisa, jaisi, and jaise, and in which we cover about 5 use cases of how to use jaisa, jaisi, and jaise in different grammatical contexts. Okay, my ask is definitely practice all of them. There's a paragraph in Rupert Snell's book in chapter 15. Do read it and underline all the cases where they are trying to use jaisa, jaisi, and jaise. Okay, I know you guys often have the practice session at 9:30, so I'll skip it today. We'll stop the broadcast and